Once upon a time, there lived a woman named Bukola. Bukola was a very arrogant and disrespectful young lady who lived with her parents. Her attitude repelled everyone around her. She would use her attitude to spoil the beautiful friendships she had with people, and they all ran away from her. This made everyone scared of coming close to her because she always humiliated people. Her attitude also pushed away all her suitors. One day, she got pregnant out of wedlock, and as a result of the shame that came with the pregnancy, she was advised by her parents to leave the village and go to the neighboring village where no one knew her to have a child. So she agreed and set out to travel. She finally got to the village and found a house to settle in. As she moved in, her terrible attitude also went with her. She didn't change, in fact, she grew worse. The villagers now knew her for her wickedness, and they all avoided her. One day, while Bukola was walking on the street and about crossing the road, an elderly woman asked her to also help her cross the road to the other side. Bukola shouted at the woman in a loud voice, "Don't touch me, you this old witch, before you charm my baby." The elderly woman was shocked and asked Bukola why she would want to charm her child. But Bukola rained more insults on her. The woman, with so much rage in her, told Bukola that since it was because of her child that she was receiving so much insults, she curses the child. The woman cursed the child to do things that would bring shame to the family, and those things would be an end to the child. The passers-by were all shocked and wondered to themselves why Bukola was so mean to the woman. Bukola went about her day still thinking about her ordeal with the elderly woman, and the cause started troubling her, but she pushed the thoughts away. Several months passed, and Bukola gave birth to a bouncing baby girl. She named the baby Abigail. She never saw any need to go back to her own village with her baby, as she now felt very comfortable in the neighboring village. She stayed back with Abigail, and the baby grew into a young, beautiful lady. Abigail was nothing like her mother. She was very kind to people around her and never intimidated anyone for any reason. The villagers found it strange that she was very different from Bukola. One day, Bukola kept some money on her bedside table and went out to the market to buy foodstuff. By the time she got back, she was surprised not to find the money on the table again. She searched everywhere for it, thinking she must have dropped it somewhere else, but she couldn't still find it. So she called Abigail to ask if she had seen the money, but Abigail denied seeing it, so she believed that she probably didn't drop the money on her table. Some weeks later, Bukola's parents came to pay them a visit, and they stayed with Bukola and her daughter for a few days before going back home. On the day they were to go back, they complained to Bukola that they couldn't find the money they kept in their traveling boxes. Bukola was shocked at this point and told them that she was also looking for the money she dropped in her room some time ago, and that some people had come to complain to her that Abigail stole from them. Her parents advised her to interrogate Abigail very well because this was not normal. By the time her parents traveled back to the village, she was troubled and then realized that her daughter was probably cursed to always steal from people. She cried when she remembered the elderly woman and felt really bad. She called her daughter and asked her why she stole from people, but Abigail could not give any suitable reason for her actions. Bukola told her about the curse, and Abigail blamed her mother for being wicked to the elderly woman because she had to suffer for her actions. Bukola encouraged her daughter not to steal from people again, as it could put her in trouble. So Abigail agreed, but she started again soon after their discussion, and people always still came to report her to Bukola. Bukola went about looking for the elderly woman to apologize to her so she could reverse the curse because it was bringing so much shame to them. But the woman was nowhere to be found. She also tried describing the woman to people, but no one knew what she was talking of. As time went on, Abigail kept getting worse. She would sneak up behind people and steal from their bags or pockets. She became so good at stealing that she was hardly ever caught. She hated that she stole from people, but she couldn't stop it. Sometimes she would tell herself that it must stop, but somehow, when she went out, she would steal again and again. Almost everyone in the village now referred to her as Abigail the thief. They would say that while her mother was being wicked to people, the daughter was busy stealing. Bukola regretted her actions and kept on apologizing to the villagers that it's not her daughter's fault, but she couldn't tell them that her daughter was cursed with stealing. One fateful day, the market was so busy and filled with so many people. Abigail saw it as the perfect opportunity to go and steal. A woman dropped her bag on the floor and was buying something from a trader. Abigail saw her as a target, went close to her and picked her bag up and began walking away very quickly. Someone noticed what she had done and started shouting, "Thief! Thief!" Before she knew what was going on, the bag was taken away from her and they were about to lynch her. A boy who knew her mother quickly ran to their house to notify Bukola of what was going on in the marketplace. She left all she was doing and ran after him with tears in her eyes. As she got there, the mob had already surrounded Abigail. Bukola kept crying and begging. Abigail too cried and pleaded for her life, saying that it wasn't her fault because she had been cursed. An old woman who was watching what was happening was shocked to hear what Abigail was saying. She asked everyone to hold on so they could listen to her. The moment Bukola recognized the woman, she ran to her and started explaining who she was and all that had been happening. She told the woman that she had been looking for her for so many years but couldn't find her. She apologized and asked the woman to forgive her for treating her badly many years ago. Everyone was surprised, including Abigail, but she immediately joined her mother to beg the woman to help reverse the curse because it had caused a lot of harm. The woman shook her head in pity and took back the curse. She told them that it was in anger she made that curse and she even forgot about it a long time ago. She also apologized to Abigail because she was the one who had to suffer for her mother's misdeeds. The people were in awe of what was happening and they all left the scene one after the other. Abigail and her mother finally went home safely, and from that day onwards, the woman became a mother to Bukola and her daughter, and they always paid her a visit to assist her in her home. What we can learn from this story is that we should always be kind to others even if we cannot be of help to them. And possessing a good attitude would always bring good things to us. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe and turn on your post notification to get notified when next I post a new video. Bye!